We're building the set for the big signature event, with my dad being the visionary and me being his apprentice.
I helped with the fundraiser last year, did all the scenery and everything for that. Everything starts out with a 4x8 plain piece of cardboard and ends up looking like a piece of art.
I'm the pastry chef over here at Lucky's Bakehouse. We've been doing the red carpet fundraisers for the last 5 years. I met Paula when our kids were in elementary school, and we had a family struggling, and she had this way of bringing together the community that was so wonderful.
We did a toiletry drive, so clients and then us as a team could donate shampoos and toiletries to the families so they would have whatever they needed right there with them so they didn't have to leave the hospital.
We've been there with CARE for the last 3 years. We have the gingerbread tea, and it's a beautiful event. We're very, very, very proud of this.
Monica and I take in all the donations. We organize them, sort them, wash them, and make sure they get into the right bins.
I'm now the head chef at Centro and part of the Big Red F. Big Red F donates the food at the charity event. I am super happy to be part of Big Red F and support There with CARE.
I provide laundry service to those in the community that simply need help with the daily grind of laundry.
Every week I'll call on a Monday or Tuesday and ask them what they need. I'll go out, fill that order, put it on the shelf, and then come back next week and do the same thing.
Childish Things takes in consignments every day. We donate clothing and toys to There with CARE.
I am the meal plan coordinator for There with CARE, and I love it.
Our family creates art bags to help children get through the really difficult times in the hospital.
And to see the look on the family's faces, to see a sense of gratitude and joy and relief, like you eased some of their burden, makes it all worthwhile.
So we went in for our routine 20-week ultrasound to find out if we were having a boy or a girl, and instead we found out that our baby girl has a condition called osteogenesis imperfecta, which is the brittle bone disease. And we were told, prepare ourselves to say goodbye. They said we would probably not bring her home from the hospital if she was born alive. So as you can imagine, it was a day that we will never forget and a day that changed our lives forever. So that was Good Friday 2 years ago. And life stopped, and we are trying to figure out how to deal with this. When she was born, they did a classic C-section, which is a vertical C-section on me because I was insistent on seeing her alive. I carried her for 9 months and I wanted whatever precious minutes we had with her. The delivery process had 9 fractures. Even though they were super careful and everyone knew and everybody was on board with our plan. We were in the NICU for 2 weeks before I started getting on the doctor's nerves saying, I want to take her home, I want to take her home. And because to us it is quality, not quantity. So we don't keep her in a bubble, which is a huge temptation to keep her from breaking. She has a fracture in her left leg right now that happened, and she's just as happy as can be. She plays with her 5-year-old brother, who sometimes will knock her down, and sometimes we knock her down. She turned 2 last Thursday. In those 2 years, our lives are a little crazy and not normal by any stretch of the imagination, but we love her, and you know, we make choices that we feel are best for our family. Our lives often scare people now. And you know, they're like, how do you deal with this every day? And There with CARE has not been afraid. And they have come in the biggest time of need of our family, of any family. You know, no one is guaranteed tomorrow. Megan really isn't guaranteed tomorrow. And so they give us time and space with her, and it's huge.
had taken him to a different pediatric hospital near our home 3 different times and was misdiagnosed. We took him over to a different hospital down the road here, gastroenterology, and shortly the very next day, oncology. He was diagnosed that day with some sort of malignancy. The CAT scan showed tumors from his neck all the way, all over his body down to his groin. So it was a huge shock. You know, we were just trying to figure out how to pay all these emergency room bills from the spring and summer, and you know, you hate to say I told you something was wrong, but I knew in my heart, and I kept taking him back. You're in that survival frantic mode of just take the pain away from my son, my child. Like the first couple of days we were home, I was so scared. It's like going home with a newborn baby for the first time. There's no book. And he was so exhausted by the time he was diagnosed. He let go all of his braveness, and the pain just took over, and he let the doctors just help him. His older brother, who's 10, was scared that he would lose his brother. I reassured him, no, we are going to do everything. Chase is going to fight harder than any of us, and he did. He started out my little 47-pound 8-year-old, and yeah, he's doing amazing. So he went through the summer to finish out his 3rd grade year because he had missed so much school. But he is going to go on to 4th grade. You don't really understand what's going on, and then to have all of these needs go by the wayside and open the fridge and there's no food, and think, oh my gosh, I can't take him to the grocery store. He's neutropenic, he can't go. The fridge was empty. I had a 1/4 tank of gas in my car, and I'm thinking, if I have to go to the hospital in the middle of the night, I don't have any gas. How am I gonna I can't do this. There's those people that always say, well, call me if you need anything. You know, and they feel they've done their due diligence by offering, but you're never gonna call. You're not gonna call someone because you're in the crisis mode of your life to save your child. There with Care isn't there telling me, well, call me if you need something. They called every week, and you don't have to call them. I got to choose what we really, really needed, the things that helped us the most, so we could help Chase.
The families are the reason we're all here. Every little thing that every person does, every volunteer, we all come together, and it makes it so the families can spend the time with their child.
The practical help that they give families is huge.
I think they feel a very significant need for people that are under amazing stress.
To me, it's the only way I can give back.
It's hope, and hope is extremely important.
People in the community helping others within the community.
It's small, but it's profound.
They feel loved by There With Care.
They do so much good.
Who else would do it? There are no other organizations that I am aware of that can do what they do.
Thank you, There With Care. You helped me a lot.